I guess you do. Anyway, we got our next guest on, a guy I've really been looking forward to. 2012 Olympic bronze medalist representing his home country of Ireland at bantamweight, current bantamweight, 3-0 as a pro. Michael Mick Conlan in the house, man. Welcome to ATG Radio.
Good to be here, man. How's it going?
It's going well, my friend. You know what we're going to ask? What was your thoughts about the fight Saturday night?
No. Let me cut.
Oh, God.
Let me cut in this. Come on.
Right.
Now, I want to get into something serious here. I'm a little bit familiar with Mick, and I have a question I want to ask Mick because this is bothering me. Another friend who I think he's listening to the show right now. He's over there. He's up in Northern Ireland right now, and he's checking out the show. He and I, and we haven't told Mick this yet, but we observe Mick's day-to-day escapades and crusades on social media, and we're trying to develop a nickname for him. And I know, Michael Conlan, Mick is kind of like a nickname. My real name is Francis, but you guys call me Frank. So it's not really, to me, that's not a nickname. That's how I'm addressed. The thing is we got to come up. If there's not one already, I want Mick here to kind of set the record straight here on the show, because this is what we really want to know. This is the bread and butter. This is the coup de grace. Mick, is there a nickname?
There's no nickname. No nickname at all. I haven't got one. I can't think of one. Anytime I think of one, I go, no. If I call myself that, I'll sound like a dickhead. Stuff like this, it just goes, no.
We have, James Clerkin and I want to give a shout-out to James Clerkin. James Clerkin and I, we come up with our own nicknames for you. We'll be seeing you in a few days, I believe, so we're not going to reveal them here on the show. We don't want people to take credit for the nicknames or start calling you the nicknames without your approval. We'd rather go face-to-face. But I think that's what's missing from you. I think we need – I have about 3 of them for you, and I will address them with you when we are face-to-face. James has about 2 or 3 himself that I believe we'll address face-to-face. But I think that's what's needed for you, man. I think a nice, catchy nickname.
Yeah, I think I need one. It has to be Irish, though. It has to be something.
I got a nickname for
my own
already.
country.
I already got one.
Oh, God. Here we go.
The Clover Steamroller.
Wait, what is that?
The Clover Steamroller.
The roller? Wait,
the Clover Steamroller. It even rhymes.
No way.
Yeah.
I tried.
No way.
Michael Doss, the host of ATG Radio. You gotta love him.
I'm messing with him.
We're gonna pass. We're gonna pass on that right now, but we're gonna work on the nickname. but go ahead, Doss. I had to cut you off right there. Because that's just something I wanted to. But Michael Doss, Tim Cudgis are here, man, and they've been looking forward to talking to you, man. So let me allow these gentlemen to have the floor.
Okay. Mick, okay, this is Mike Doss again. I'm going to ask you the question. Yeah, but I want to let the fans know that's listening to the show. If they don't know already, you and Conor McGregor are very good friends. You've known him for a while. You've always looked up to him as an athlete, and I'm sure he's looked up to you as a boxer as well. You got a good relationship with him. Tell us your thoughts about the fight. How's everything? What do you think? How did it go?
I was impressed. I'll be honest. I was. It was always going to be a long shot beating Floyd Mayweather. I was like, no one's done it in the past, so how is someone going to come in from an MMA background and do this? A lot of people didn't give him a chance at all, even to win a round or even to win a second of a round. So the fact that he went in there, and I gave him the first 3 rounds, I gave him the first 3, so I was like, he's actually surprising me here. He's winning more rounds than everybody else was expecting him to win, so he's doing a great job. And then obviously he fatigued. Floyd used smart tactics, just let him punch himself out, kind of warm down, just walk towards him, and then just broke him down. And I'll admit I was impressed.
do you think that this helped Conor? That helped MMA and boxing in Ireland and boxing all around the world. Do you think it kind of helps at all the aspects, or do you think that it hurt MMA or hurt boxing Saturday night?
I think it's good. I think it's good for all sport, not just boxing, not just MMA, for sport in general. We had the eyes of the world watching this fight, and it was boxing, so it's going to be really good for boxing. And it's going to be good for MMA because it shows that an MMA fighter can get in there and actually do a little bit with one of the greatest boxers of all time, but definitely the best of this generation. So he get in there, he put on a good performance from an MMA standpoint. For sport in general, look how much people who aren't even boxing fans, who aren't MMA fans, or just regular sports fans, were watching this fight. I think it's done great for both sports.
Have you talked to Conor since the fight?
No, I haven't spoken to him, no.
You haven't talked to him? Okay. Do you ever think, I'm going to say, at the interview, to me, it kind of seemed like, I got to admit, it was just after the fight. It's still a shock probably to him, or, he's not really, when you get done with the fight, sometimes you're not in your right mind when you do the interview. But to me, it kind of seemed like he don't want to touch boxing again. Do you think that he'll ever box anymore in his career?
I don't know. It's a possibility. When the money is right, the money is right. So, he's a smart businessman, and if he sees an opportunity to go in there and fight Paulie, maybe, why not? If he's going to make a more money than what he's going to make in an MMA bout, why not? It's kind of an easier way to make money, boxing. So obviously it's tough, but he's not getting kicked in the head or he's not getting choked out. So there's a big advantage there.
Well, I don't want to make this all about, Conor. All due respect, you're a top boxer yourself. You got a hell of a future ahead of you. I want to talk about that as well. But my last question about Conor, if he does fight Paulie Malignaggi, how do you see that playing out?
Well, I think he's got a lot of experience now after fighting Floyd, and from
Mick, you there?
Mick, we lost you, bro.
Oh, you lose me? I'm back?
Yeah, you're back.
Oh, there he is.
We got you.
I was just saying, you gotta look at the sparring videos. You want to see the full sparring video. I haven't seen it, so I've seen the clips, and it looks like he was beating Paulie up. So you gotta give him a better chance of beating Paulie than what you did against Mayweather. Nobody gave him a chance, but I think a lot of people would probably favor him against Paulie. So I think he would probably double his foot back into the boxing world for that fight.
I think he has a strong chance against Paulie. I'm being honest with you. I really do. But enough about that. Like I said,
I got a question, Dawes. I got a question, and I'm keeping onto the Twitter real quick, Dawes, and I don't want to keep cutting in too hard. But
no, man.
We had a question, and this is a good question. I kind of wanted to ask Mick if you didn't get to it. MMA Rebound on Twitter had asked Mick if he would box an MMA fighter. So I guess they have a 125, 135 pound division champion in, I think, Mighty Mouse, Demetrious Johnson, and then I'm trying to think who's right above him at 35. Again, mind you, but I would say someone like Mighty Mouse, Demetrious Johnson, if the money was there, as you said, for McGregor, if he was coming back for another boxing fight, say Demetrious Johnson start talking shit and the crowd and the fans demanded that match, and obviously if the money was there, would you consider something like that? Kind of the same aspect?
100%. 100,000,000% I would.
Really?
It's a different sport.
Well, why not? I mean, now let's reverse the question, Mick. Let's reverse the question. Yeah. Now, let's just say that obviously in Conor's case, he went inside the boxing ring. But let's say they said, okay, Mick, we're going to give you $30 million to win against Demetrious Johnson inside of a cage. And would you go in there and do that? 30. I mean, I know I would. Fuck, $30 million.
Have to win. The question is, do I have to win? Because I know I would have no chance in the cage against anybody because it's a completely different sport. It's the same as boxing. I feel that like if they're gonna if an MMA fighter is gonna come in, they're not gonna have a chance against me. If I'm gonna go in the MMA, I'm not gonna have a chance against them. I don't know how to defend these leg locks and all these takedowns and shit. You know, I'm claustrophobic. I don't like anybody trying to choke me, so I don't want that shit.
Hey Mick, I hate to cut you off, but we're losing it. Yeah, I don't want. I know you're saying some stuff there, man, but we lost you like 15 seconds ago. I was trying for you to come back in.
I just says no, not a chance. Unless as long as if I could go in and just perform and I didn't have to win and I could still get 30 million, yeah, I would do it. But if I had to go in and win the fight, there's no chance. I'm not going to go in an MMA fight and win. It's a complete different sport. If I go in there, I'm claustrophobic as it is, so I don't like anybody getting me in chokeholds. So, you know, I'm not going to have anybody lying on top of me trying to break my leg or break my arm. It's not for me. I wouldn't do it unless I could just go in and pick up the paycheck.
Now, you know what? I respect you for that. And that would be a complete money grab unless you had that, you know, that lucky punch that Ray Mercer. I don't want to say Ray Mercer landed a lucky punch when he knocked out Tim Sylvia inside the cage, but in that
Come
case,
on.
you got to say he threw the. It was lucky. But
he
I gotta
flinched
go. I want to go
and
back
then set him up and then nailed him.
There you go. Punch. Mick has the same. I think Mick would have the same opportunity to go in there, throw a nice overhand right, and if it lands, it lands, and if it doesn't, then he gets taken to the ground and he gets humped on for a couple minutes, and you know. But at the end of the day, he's getting $30 million, and
but you just said $30 million in the UFC.
I would hope I'd be invited to his after party after he got $30 million, whether he won or lost. So you know, I'm supportive of Mick's career choices in that aspect. But I want to give Michael Conlan here his props. You know, again, two-time Olympian, represented his country. You know, did a lot of things in the Olympics, and I don't want to dwell on the Olympics that you know, he stood up for every fighter in the Olympics who felt that they were unjustly handled by IABA and all that good stuff. You know, so again, you're like a cult hero in boxing, and I got to give you props for that. And you know, professional career began earlier this year. Two main events. Was on the undercard of the highest rated boxing event of the year up until we'll see what Mayweather McGregor does. But you know, Pacquiao Horn, he was on that undercard, the highest rated boxing event of the year so far. And you know, it's again, man, he's a stud. You know, superstar. Now I can't even say in the making. There's a lot of pressure, and I've asked him this. Mick, do you feel, you know, you're returning to the ring less than a month from now in Tucson, Arizona? Again, you know, I asked you this before your last fight. Is there any pressure, or has things have gotten easier since your professional debut?
No, things have definitely got easier. I feel that, you know, listen, the professional debut was something else. It was huge. Solid Arena, Madison Square Garden, the theater,
amazing.
Conor McGregor involved. You know, St. Patrick's Day. There was a lot of pressure then, but I feel nice. Since the first ones of the way, there hasn't been any pressure. You know, it's just going in there, getting the job done, building my record, building my career, and then just focusing on what's next.
You know, and look, you've had a long amateur career. You know, so someone like yourself, you know, you're in the hands of the best promotion in the history of boxing as far as grooming superstars the right way. But again, you know, your long amateur career, successful amateur career, where do you see yourself? I mean, like, you know, is it going to take you 20, 30 fights to contend for a world title? Or where do you see yourself? And about how many fights?
I don't think so. I don't think it'll take me that long. I think in the next two to 2.5 years, I feel I should be there or thereabouts. So. And
let's say it like this, you know, I mean, look at the guys in and around your division right now. I mean, you know, you're training your trainer Manny Robles, one of the best trainers in boxing, and you know, right now you're training in between two of the best fighters in their division. You have Oscar Valdez, who's the 126-pound world champion, Jesse Magdaleno, 122-pound world champion. Very well, again, in the next 2 years, these guys can still be on top. And I'm not trying to set anything up, but what is it like training with world champions in preparation for your future?
It's great, I'm in there with Jesse and in there with Oscar, and I'm learning every single day. I'm new to the pro game. I'm not new to boxing, but I am new to the pro game, so I've still got an awful lot to learn, and I think every fighter does until even when they're finished boxing, they still will have an awful lot to learn. So, I'm learning every day, and I'm watching these guys, and I'm looking up to them. They're in positions where I want to be. So, if I'm training like them and training as hard as them, I know one day I will be in that position. So, that's kind of my look at it from being in the gym with these guys. They inspire me, and I'm happy to be a part of the team.
Mick, I got a question.
Give a shout out. Okay, go ahead, Dawes.
Real quick, man. Another top amateur that was coming up, from the games, just turned pro himself, has a few fights. Shakur Stevenson, guy that's pretty close to your division, fought as a bantamweight in amateurs as well, highly touted guy. What do you think about his progress, and do you see possibly you and Shakur actually fighting later on down in the future?
Maybe definitely in the future. He's progressing well as myself. We're both progressing steadily under top rank, so and we're both with the same promotion, so it's definitely a possibility in the future. And I feel that when the time comes, whenever that time comes, I think both of us will be ready for it.
Go ahead, Frank. Just wanted to get that, man.
Yeah, well now, yeah, no, you got that in there. Now I forgot, but I want to give a shout out to Mick's brother, Jamie Conlan. One of the top super flyweights in the world right now, and what it's got to be. I know he's your older brother. He's been doing the pro game. I know. I've chatted with your brother on social media. I know he obviously thinks the world. You have a very strong rooted family. Is it a dream, I guess, to say for you, or is it one of the goals in your professional career for you and your brother Jamie? To fight on the same bill on the same card.
Yeah, that would be amazing, Frank. I would love that to happen, and I believe it will happen. Of course, I know it will happen. I don't even believe. I just know it will happen, and it should happen very soon too. Hopefully when we are on the same card, Jamie is either fighting or defending a world title, fighting for or defending a world title, which would be fantastic. And I hope he gets his shot very soon.
I mean, look, the dream scenario. This is a dream scenario, and I know, and I mean, I'm not holding the wool over anyone's eyes here, but I'm assuming soon, hopefully soon. But I know the dream scenario, and I mean, for you, Mick, would be, you and your brother Jamie, you fighting in your first 8-round, 10-round fight in Belfast. Jamie, I would say in this case, fighting for a world title, and just again, what you've done, you did at Madison Square Garden, your professional debut, and just the amount of fanfare that you have that travels, not just here in the United States, but to Australia in your last fight, the amount that's going to travel to Arizona for your fourth professional fight, for your next fight on September 22nd in Arizona. But I can imagine in Belfast, I don't know what stadium you have out there, but like I said, the dream scenario, I said that'd be amazing. The only issue that we would have there is if the Bob Father didn't send your boy Frank Staya to be in attendance for such an atmosphere. But I know that would be an amazing atmosphere, Nick, if that could ever happen.
Yeah, I think next year, hopefully early next year, we could make that happen. Odyssey Arena, 9,000 seater arena, and 100% it would sell out. There's no doubt about that. We've got great support, and I feel that if we have a big show, if Top Rank bring a big show to Ireland, it's going to be something special, and we may even need to get a bigger arena.
I think you might have to do You might have to do like an outdoor event or something. I don't know what they're going to do, man, but that would be massive, and I think that would be a tremendous experience for the people of Ireland, your people.
Yeah.
And
definitely,
Mick, I want to ask you this, man. I know again you're a student of the game. Who are some of your favorite fighters out there today? Whether they're with Top Rank or not, man. Kind of branch out there. Who are some of the favorite fighters that you like to watch?
My favorite fighter at the minute is Lomachenko. I just love watching that guy. Everything he does is like there's thought behind everything he does. It's not just random. It's not just like he just does it out of the blue. It's all a thought process that goes into it, and he's so smart and intelligent in the ring. His boxing IQ is the highest, I think, in the world at the minute. So he is my favorite fighter to watch. I love watching Golovkin too. I'm high on Eastern European fighters at the minute, but Golovkin, Crawford, and Lomachenko. They're my top three at the minute.
That's something. Again, a lot of people, they're not ready for it yet. A lot of people are talking other fights, but that's where I see things going. And again, man, I come from the professional wrestling world. I see Crawford and Lomachenko eventually developing a rivalry with each other, whether it's jealousy that one guy's being moved better or getting this opportunity. And people are saying now, the weight's different. One guy's too small, the other guy's too big. They said the same thing 10 years ago or 8 years ago about Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. I mean, I know it took a lot longer than we wanted it to, but I see that fight happening, man. And whether Lomachenko puts on some mass or whatnot and is able to move up to 140, 147, I see that being one of the big fights, one of the mega fights going on. But Mick, if it doesn't happen, if that doesn't happen, I also see my man Mick Conlan potentially going up against one of his favorite fighters right now. Once you dust off the preliminary, I guess, aspect of your career, the beginning of your career, and you move into world contention, Lomachenko's still on top. Is that something you would potentially welcome in the next 2 years?
Yeah, if we were the same division and he had the belts, 100%. You always want to fight the best, and you got to fight the best to be the best. So if I was in the same division as him and he had the belt, I would have loved the chance to fight him.
Oh. That's Nick. I asked you. Go ahead, Don.
Well, you were talking about. I'm pretty sure I got the answer to this already, but you were talking about Triple G being one of your favorite fighters. What do you think next month? Him and Canelo. Give us your thoughts.
I think Triple G. I think I just have a feeling that he's gonna KO Canelo. I feel that Canelo hasn't been in with a guy like Triple G. He punches as hard as Triple G and is not really gonna be afraid of him. He's got Triple G's got a good chin and he's got the power, and I think Canelo would have the advantage on the speed, I think, but when it comes to the power, I think Triple G is just going to take over and take Canelo out.
Well, for one, I want to thank you for following us on Twitter. Tell everybody else where can you be followed on social media: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Let the fans know where they can follow Mick Conlan, and we definitely want to have you back on the show eventually down the road too.
Yeah, follow me at Mick Conlan 11 on all social media outlets, and
Oh, wait a minute. I got to get into this. Mick, I'm cutting you off because you just mentioned something. I'm going to be honest with you. If it wasn't for the certain individual I'm about to mention, Nick, there would be no show here. There would be no ATG Radio. Again, this is he was one of the guys that laid the foundation and the inspiration on it. And a few months ago, he made a little call out. And I'm going to be honest with you. It was one of the most epic call outs I've ever heard. One of the most epic shit calls. And it was directed towards you. And you know what I'm getting at. And I don't, and I don't want this to ruin our relationship, champ. But you know who I'm talking about. And it's none other than the GOAT, Charlie Zelenoff. Because he just said his name. And the only thing I can think of is, Mick Conlan 11? I mean, it was one. And listen, I sent the video to him because he put it on his Instagram, and I died laughing. I was showing everybody in the office, and you know what I say? I said to him, when Charlie Zelenoff is calling you out, you've officially made it. But you never gave a response or anything. You just laughed. I mean, you live close to Hollywood.
What a guy! I don't want to fight him. He's 200-0 with 97 or 198 knockouts. I don't want to fight that guy.
He does. Who does? But you've known of Charlie Zelenoff, the legend.
I've been watching Charlie Zelenoff for the last 5 years, 6 years, 10 years maybe. Ever since he came on the internet, I've been watching that too. And
did some of your defense when
I got the Conlan video, I couldn't stop laughing.
When you seen the magical Zelenoff, avoid the thunderous windmill shots of Deontay Wilder in his own gym, did you kind of did you learn something from Zelenoff about your defense? Kind of when you seen him, slipping them punches, parrying them shots from the world champion.
Yo, I can never diss Charlie Zelenoff on that Deontay Wilder thing. So no matter what, you should have went because listen, Deontay Wilder cracked on Zelenoff and even hit him when he was down. And he's bro, that is the WBC heavyweight champ.
He got him like once, but he was parrying his shots.
Bro, I've seen, dude, there's only one person who survived and hadn't been knocked out by Deontay Wilder. It was Stavern. And he was he was just chasing him, and I don't think I think Wilder was too afraid that night. But Zelenoff took a heavyweight shot. And I was the one who told Zelenoff, like, yo, bro, he hit you while you were down. That's a disqualification. But come on, man, I will never, ever, ever diss Zelenoff.
Didn't he throw like a trophy at him or something?
I don't care what it is, bro. Dude, at the end of the day, people who say Deontay Wilder whooped Charlie Zelenoff's ass is crazy. Zelenoff took the shot like a champ and got up and ran, bro. And got up and ran and still made a video 3 minutes after talking shit saying he beat him. That is what, at the end of the day, that made him a legend. That solidified Hall of Fame when this guy retires. But no,
I think Kid Thunder kind of helped him too, with the legendary status. I got to give my boy KT.
But no, I had to bring that up. I had to bring that up to Mick, and just had to throw it in there. But yo, Mick, I appreciate your time with us tonight, man. And
no problem.
I know we'd love to have you back on the show if you could do it sometime again in the future. We appreciate you. We get you to do some more fun stuff. But man, I know a lot of people have been asking have Mick Conlan on ATG Radio, so we appreciate you for allowing us to deliver tonight, man.
No worries. Pleasure to be here, guys.
All right, Mick Conlan.
Pleasure talking
September
to you,
22nd, Tucson, Arizona on ESPN. I heard you're fighting some undefeated dudes, so tune in. It's going to be, you get to see Mighty Mick. That's a terrible nickname. Money Mick. We'll call Money Mick.
The Clover
Money Mick. We got Money Mick. The new, because Mayweather's retired, so somebody's got to take that nickname. So Money Mick.
What about Mick Z? Like in homage of Charlie Z, Mick Z. I like that.
That's it, Sauce. You're banned. You're banned.
Oh, come
Mick,
on.
we appreciate you, bro. Have a good night, bro.
Guys. See you later.
Thanks,
you
Mick.
and the family, man. Bye.
Pure class, classy guy. Getting a lot of love on Twitter.